a wink and a nod. Away we go. It's Sports Center with Jay and Dan. Brought to you by McDonald's, the best hash browns in the game.
Oh, so good.
That's not a tagline.
No.
That's
just our opinion.
Yeah.
And many others.
A lot to get to, including Game 1 of the NBA Finals. But we start with the Toronto Blue Jays. And when you're in a best-of-3 series,
right,
it can be over pretty quick.
It can. And a lot of people question the decision not to start their ace, Hyunjin Ryu, in Game number 1. But he was available in Game number 2, and you're thinking, hey, we've got a chance to even this thing up. First of all, here's Alex Killorn of the Tampa Lightning repping the Bolts during their Stanley Cup parade, which was a gong show, by the way. We'll get to that later in the television show. Mike Zunino makes 3-0 Rays, and we're only in the second inning. That's a 2-run shot off Ryu. Killorn's teammates, Hedman, Stamkos, they're loving it. Same inning, Manuel Margot, routine grounder to short. Bo Bichette, second error in as many innings. Loading the bases before things go bad to worse at the trough.
Renfroe has big power.
Yeah, Hunter Renfroe, first Grand Slam in Rays postseason history. Ryu just did not have it in Game 2. Done after 45 pitches, allowed 8 hits after just 1 2/3. All of those playoff career lows. There's Jays rookie Nate Pearson making his playoff debut. This was the lone bright spot of basically the entire series for the Jays. He gets Margot, he gets Renfroe with the slider, he gets Willy Adames with the 100-mile-an-hour heater. 24-year-old struck out 5 over 2 perfect innings of relief. In the 5th, after hitting a solo shot in his previous at-bat, Eddie Jansen with his second home run of the game, joining Jose Bautista as the second player in Jays franchise history to record a multi-home run game of the playoffs. Again, small victories, but in the end, the Jays down to their last out. Joe Panic. Panic on the streets of St. Petersburg. Grounds out to end it. Rays will face the winner between New York and Cleveland. The Blue Jays playoff run lasted approximately 26 hours. The Jays core of Bichette, Biggio, and Guerrero Jr. combined to go just 2 for 21 over the 2-game sweep. That's it for the Jays. Toronto went 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position in this series. Ryu allowing the most hits he's ever allowed in 9 postseason starts. But despite the sweep, their manager's still full of praise for their team.
No one expected us to be here, and so I'm telling you, I'm so proud of these guys. You know, the whole group, and like I said at the beginning, I know you remember that the guys that don't complain, they will have a good chance to make it to the playoffs, and they never complain not having a home and going through all the stuff that they went through.
Obviously, we didn't have the fans, but it definitely felt like I was playing in front of 50,000 people. Obviously, when you're in that moment and you know what's on the line, you know, there's so much more adrenaline, especially me being from Tampa and playing in a playoff game and in Tampa. You know, it was pretty special for me. So I was amped up and ready.
Having that taste of the postseason baseball and you know, how to prepare ourselves for it, and you know, being here in this moment and you know, the season and all that stuff, I think it was all beneficial. We're going to take a lot out of it. We'll get a lot of work done in the off season, and we're hungry for more. So we'll be back.
NBA Finals, here we go. Heat and Lakers getting underway Wednesday night. We pretty much already had the Lakers penciled in before the NBA even landed in Orlando. But the Heat, that one was a surprise. But I figured out how Miami made it happen. Jimmy Butler's coffee. He was selling from his hotel room. Made everyone themselves more than just regular coffee does. This is the first time 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs the previous season have met in the NBA Finals. Star power in the virtual fan section. Barack Obama, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dirk's there, we got Paul Pierce. I didn't see who else we had there. That's pretty cool. Miami led by as many as 13 in the first quarter. Game 1 took a turn after that. LeBron James jumps the errant pass, finds Anthony Davis. Game is tied. Early second quarter. Goran Dragic hurts his left foot Woj is reporting that it's a plantar tear in his foot. He did not return. He's Miami's leading scorer in these playoffs.
He's happy even though
LeBron
the challenge was successful.
spins into the paint.
James spins inside.
For two, he's playing in his 50th finals game.
That's what Boston did against the
Seventh
Miami
most all time.
To Kuzma.
Nice pass from Kyle Kuzma to the brow.
For the slam.
Jimmy Butler making his finals debut. Oh no, rolled his ankle. Oh, hate seeing that.
Lost it and grabs his left
Davis
leg. Jimmy Butler is down and in pain. Inside
gets another dunk.
Davis throws it down.
Biggest lead in a Game 1 finals halftime since 1988. Butler did stay in the game. LA kept pouring it on in the third. LeBron hits the Lakers' 12th three of the game. He entered 1 of 8 in the finals in Game 1. Broken plays. Broken is working as well. Davis loses it. Danny Green picks it up, fires another tray. Lakers dominating inside. Dwight Howard feeds Davis. Lakers up 26. This is a blowout.
Right now, needs another time.
Bam Adebayo.
Avalanche.
He misses. And then grabs his arm afterwards. This is just horrible for the Heat. Lakers in transition. Davis puts the Lakers up 32. Adebayo went to the room with a shoulder strain. Disastrous game for Miami. Lakers blow out the Heat in Game 1. LeBron 25 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. Davis 34 points.
Celtics series in the count.
You're watching Jay and Dan, brought to you by McDonald's here on TSN. This was a game everyone was talking about today. Trevor Bauer, NL Cy Young candidate, an all-around great guy. NL best 1.73 ERA, 100 strikeouts this season. Got to the game early, walking around barefoot, lacing up the personalized kicks. It's the Braves, it's the Reds, it's the bottom of the third, and after striking out 5 straight batters, Bauer gets Ronald Acuna Jr. and then does the Vince McMahon, Conor McGregor strut. 6th inning. After conceding a leadoff double to Acuna Jr., 2 away, Bauer gets Travis d'Arnaud to escape the jam. Still scoreless. Bauer pitching into the 8th. Gets Austin Riley. That's it for Bauer. 7 2/3 shutout innings. Allowed just 2 hits, no walks. Struck out a franchise postseason best 12 batters. Does the controversial tomahawk chop as he walks off the mound. Still scoreless into the 13th. Longest postseason game without a run in league history. The bases are loaded for Aristides Aquino. He goes down swinging. Teams combined for a Major League Baseball postseason record, 37 strikeouts rather. Bottom half, 1 gone. Runners on the corners for MVP candidate and dual citizen, Fred Freeman.
And the Braves have won it. Who else but Freddie Freeman to deliver the walk-off blow?
Freddie. First round of the game, walk-off RBI single from Freeman. Great game. Braves take Game 1.
New York and Cleveland. Game 2. Yanks took the first one. Bottom 1. 1-0 Cleveland. Mississauga's Josh Naylor, 4 for 4 in Game 1. Finds the gap, drives in a pair of runners. Naylor, the first player in MLB history to record hits in their first 5 postseason at-bats. Gio Urshela came into the majors with Cleveland. Never really got it going. Since joining the Yankees, completely new player. 4th inning, Urshela. The base is loaded. And oh my. Oh my indeed. Clears them. Urshela became just the 3rd Yankee ever to hit a postseason go-ahead slam. Bottom 5 at 6-4 Yankees. Jose Ramirez at the dish with 2 on. It's down the line and right. Francisco Lindor in to score. Yankees trying to catch Cesar Hernandez at the dish. You got to play at the plate. The relay is high. The game is tied. Gary Sanchez. He hit a $147 in the regular season. Top 6. Looked like he popped that up, but the wind takes it out. A 2-run shot. Yankees have the lead. Bottom 7. Josh Naylor due back up. Sandy Alomar Jr. opts to skip the lefty-lefty matchup and pinch hit with Jordan Luplow. Only Aaron Boone counters by making a pitching change to a righty. Luplow hitting just .094 against righties. Sends it to deep center, drops in, goes off the wall. 2 Cleveland runs coming to score, and once again the game is tied. They're in the 8th, tied at 8.
The Twins dropped Game 1 of their wild card series to the Astros, extending their record-setting postseason losing streak to 17 games going back to 2004. But surely the Twins would be able to win at least one game, playing at home with pride on the line? I mean, this consecutive playoff losing streak is the longest ever among the 4 major North American sports leagues. Byron Buxton dealing with concussion symptoms. Alex Kirilloff gets the start. Kirilloff, first player in baseball history to make his big league debut by starting a postseason game. That's pretty cool. Bottom one, Kirilloff. First ever big league at-bat. First ever big league at-bat is in the playoffs. And he's going to fly out to end the inning. He hasn't played a game in over a year, so let's give him a break. Top 7 tied at 1, Carlos Correa. This one's going to find the seats. That's a solo shot. That puts Houston up 2-1. Delta, the best of all the American airlines. Bottom 8, Buxton. Comes into pinch run for Nelson Cruz. 2 outs. Miguel Sano at the plate. Buxton's caught in a rundown.
Buxton is caught off the bag.
And just a disaster. That's as close as Minnesota would come. The Twins lose their record 18th straight playoff game as the Astros sweep this wild card series.
Brewers and Dodgers. Milwaukee going with reliever Brent Suter for Game 1 as their ace Corbin Burns was injured in his final start of the season. Suter, first batter he faces, Mookie Betts. This one right to Ryan Braun. Okay, that's going to be at the... Oh, it's off his... He heard the wall coming. Betts ends up on second with a double. Suter loads the bases on a 3-0 count. Yeah, it missed. Brings in the first run of the game. Suter. Still with the bases loaded. Walks in another one. Suter's the first pitcher in MLB history to walk in multiple runs in the first inning of a playoff game. Top 4, 3-0. Dodgers. Orlando Arcia. Man on. Ball takes Walker Buehler. His first home run of the postseason as the Brewers make it a 1-run game. They're in the 6th.
All right. Baseball.
I don't know where you are in this country watching the show, but the air, it just magically switched as soon as postseason baseball began.
Right. It's fall.
Yeah.
Or maybe even winter where you are.
That's right.
It's very possible. But in Florida, it's a different story. And it's a different story when it comes to COVID, too. Tampa celebrating their Stanley Cup win Wednesday. Started with the boat parade. There's Stammer and Alex Killorn. Killorn's driving the jet ski. And then they're getting it going. And then fans were able to watch the players along the Tampa River Walk.
Oh, I see 3 masks there. Okay.
That's Yanni Gourde right there. Who does he remind you of, Toolsy?
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers, exactly. Then they moved to Raymond James Stadium. 15,000 fans were there. And some of them drank from the cup. Anyone heard of the pandemic? Yeah.
There's a reason why I wanted to be in this city for 8 more years. And it's because we were going to bring the Stanley Cup back to Tampa. And we did it!
Well, judging by social media, debates seem to be the hottest thing going these days.
Yeah, we're always on trend. Our TikTok account will debut in 2 years. But for now, it's time for another edition of the Great Canadian Sports Debate. Now, I don't care if they didn't travel. The Stanley Cup winning Tampa Bay Lightning, their win is not only legit, it's probably even harder because they're away from their friends and family and isolated so long.
I agree. This has been the great Canadian sports debate.
I'm just going to say it like it is. That was a show.
The Rangers officially bought out Henrik Lundqvist. King Henrik spent his entire 15-year career in New York, winning the Vezina in 2012. Ranks first in the franchise in games played by a goalie, wins, shutouts. This past season, Lundqvist had a .905 save percentage and a goals against average above 3. The 38-year-old had 1 year left on his contract with a cap hit of $8.5 million.
So you have Georgiev and Shesterkin, great young goalies. They were carrying 3 goalies for a lot of the season before the pandemic. You knew Henrik was probably not going to be sticking around for this last season.
So is he done? Because if he goes to another team, does that affect his legacy? I don't know. I never, unless it's Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards, it doesn't seem to bother me that much. Let him go somewhere. I just don't think he's going to be a starter. No, he'll be a great tutor.
Right.
Here's a look at our top 5 unrestricted free agents list. Alex Pietrangelo leads the way. He's going to turn 31 in January. To be young again. He's averaged over 24 minutes of ice time per game in each of his last 9 seasons. Taylor Hall, top forward, 27 points in 35 games with the Yotes this past season. Bruins going to be in tough to try and keep Torrey Krug around with their cap situation. He's registered at least 49 points in each of his last 4 regular seasons. Pair of goalies round out the top 5. You got Jacob Markstrom and Robin Lenny.
Well, that's why it's going to be hard for Henrik to find a spot. You got a couple of great goalies there, unrestricted. Sunday's game between the Steelers and Titans has been postponed to either Monday or maybe even Tuesday to allow for further testing and to ensure the safety of players, coaches, and game day personnel. As the Titans had another player on Wednesday test positive for COVID. That makes it 4 players, 5 staff members for the team.
Nobody's to blame. We're in a pandemic. Unfortunately, things happen. John and I feel comfortable that since receiving the protocols in August, we followed those by the letter and that we were conscious of everything that we did. This is a very unfortunate situation, but one that we're confident that we will be able to handle safely with the football team and the players' best interest in mind.
It's the hand we're dealt. So I think we have mentally strong guys who are up to the task at hand. We have to be able to prepare for a game in an unusual situation, doing it virtually, not getting the practice reps that we're used to. But at the end of the day, we have to get ourselves ready to go play a game.
We were made aware of those possibilities. And so I don't want to say it is what it is, but that's why the plan was put in place to have guys to be prepared. And why so many people, and I know in Pittsburgh, and I'm sure down there in Tennessee too, are being diligent in not going out and being reckless and being careful. I mean, I'm homeschooling my kids. We're not having guests over at the house. I mean, you have to do those things if you want to play.
We're open to utilizing any information or technology or tools at our disposal to best adhere to the protocols that are being prescribed to us. And that's just been our general attitude throughout all of this. We realize there's going to be some uneasiness and uncertainty in 2020. We're not running away from it. We embrace it.
The Minnesota Vikings, who played the Titans last Sunday, had 0 positive results in their latest round of testing. The team is expected to return to their facility Thursday and prepare for Sunday's game in Houston as scheduled. So that game would go off. The other game, the Steelers-Titans, maybe not until Tuesday. First time a game was rescheduled in the same week since 2014. It was a Jets-Bills game because of heavy snow, I'm assuming, in Buffalo. Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off with Thursday night football. Broncos-Jets. That's a huge matchup. Everybody's talking about the Jets. Plus, our television show, SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, brought to you by McDonald's, is on immediately after the game. So stay tuned for that. You're watching Jay and Dan. Eugenie Bouchard, is she back? Canadian? Taking on Daria Gavrilova. Both women former top 20 players. Now ranked outside the top 100, picking up second set. Bouchard up a break 4-2.
Oh, that's an incredible
great effort there. She'd go up a double break. She coughed up a 2-break lead in the first set. She eventually lost that one. Still in the second now. Another great effort to run down the Gavrilova volley. Bouchard won the second set. On serve in the third. And Eugenie with a pair of huge returns. She leads 3-2. Gavrilova's looking at her shopping list. Bouchard return game on display again, up 5-3. The lunging backhand cross court. And Jeannie's got triple match point, and she would close it out with a pair of big inside-out forehands. Jeannie Bouchard advanced to the third round. Her deepest run at a Grand Slam in 3 years. She'll face Iga Swiatek next in the fourth round.
Derek Jeter's Miami Marlins, after losing 105 games last year, they finally figured things out. They finally got their uniforms right. They have their first winning record in 11 years. They're into the postseason. Jeter, who's the Marlins CEO and part owner, had a message for the team since spring training in 2018. Every single pitch, every at-bat, every inning, every single game counts. If you take that approach, there's no added pressure in the postseason. Makes sense. Marlins Cubs game one. Miami playing their first playoff game since 2003. Bottom one, Chris Bryant pops one up behind second base. The wind catches it, and John Birdie covers 88 feet to make the catch. And as we all know, always fix your divots. Bottom five, Ian Happ. Spanky McGone by Happ's first career playoff home run. Top seven. Marlins have 2 on for Corey Dickerson. Dickerson. Look at those unis. Great. And I think he got it.
Pretty well struck. Hamilton.
He got it. 3-run shot gives the Marlins the lead. Couple batters later. Jesus Aguilar. Did he?
In the air, right field.
Yes, he did. The second homer of the inning. The Marlins shock the Cubs and take game one.
Game one between the Cards and Pods. St. Louis played 53 games in the last 44 days of the season. Top one, it's America's first baseman. You know him as Goldie. It's Paul Goldschmidt. This 2-run shot. Cards scored 4 times in the first inning. Bottom 4, St. Louis up 6-3. Fernando Tatis Jr.
St. Louis, 24 appearances last year.
Sends one the other way. Dexter Fowler saves at least a run. Couple innings after that. Padres a pair on, 2 out. And Tatis Jr. at the dish again. He chases that one out of the zone. Giovanni Gallegos gets the Cards out of a jam. 2-run lead intact. Still intact in the 8th. Second and third, 2 out for, again, Fernando Tatis Jr. San Diego league high 22 comeback wins this season. Alex Reyes gets him to roll short. Tatis goes 1 for 4 in his postseason debut. Cards have a 1-0 series lead.
White Sox today. Sox can close it out with a win. Chicago with 3 home runs in the series opener had as many homers as Oakland had hits. Already 2-0 A's in the second of this one. Marcus Semien, man on. Ball is definitely gone. The first of 2 homers Oakland hit off Dallas Keuchel. Top 3, Yoan Moncada up with a pair on. Drills one to center. Mark Canha, he's running out of room out there. Game-saving catch. And it's kind of weird. It's a playoff game, yet Canha was mic'd up the next inning.
On those plays, you worry about getting too close to the wall and it not getting a good jump or a good dismount. So that was executed to perfection on my part.
I agree.
Maybe let them play and don't interview them during the game. Canha, Oakland, they force a game 3. Who Delivered, brought to you by McDelivery. LeBron James led the way for the Lakers. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. LA, 1-0 NBA Finals lead. This was LeBron's 50th career Finals game, and just the second time, this is very interesting, just the second time in 10 trips that his team took game 1.
Just realized my lace is untied here. Sorry, everybody.
Serena Williams has pulled out of the French Open an hour before she was scheduled to play Wednesday. It's because of an Achilles injury. She was struggling to walk after her match day routine. Isn't sure about her status for the rest of the year. Yeah, you don't want it to get worse. You know my buddy Clarkie, Joe. He was playing tennis, wrecked his Achilles, and then he tried to do too much, and then he wrecked it again, had to have surgery.
So that could happen to Serena. I'm sure she knows Clarkie. Should mention Serena's still going for that 24th Grand Slam. That would match the all-time record. So another missed opportunity.
The NHL bubble, it's burst. Now it's time to plan for next season's uncertain schedule.
If you're having trouble keeping track of the NHL schedule from here on out, here are the key dates you need to know about.
NHL draft will happen October 6th.
Free agent frenzy is October 9th.
Then the moment we've all been waiting for, October 2nd is the start of the season. In other dimensions where things turned out differently. Here in the 6/16 timeline, this has been canceled.
October 17th is still John Tortorella Day, a day where Canadians traditionally gather with their families and swear at them. This will take place over Zoom this year, which is probably for the best.
October 31st, that's still Halloween, and it is not hockey related.
But October 30th is hockey related. That is Halloween, where everyone dresses up like their favorite St. Louis Blue, Alexander Steen. Halloween, it's a big hit with the kids.
November 15th, that's Referee Valentine's Day. Pretty self-explanatory.
Then you can lock in the official start of the season, January 1st to May 30th. We don't know, sometime in there. Adam Silver said they'd love to start on Christmas Day. They always have those big matchups on Christmas Day for the next season, but he thinks more realistically January. So it seems like the NBA and NHL are going to start in January.
Yeah. When we come back, 8 baseball playoff games means leather larceny in the Jays.
Can't wait for the pandemic to be over and into Chino to fly Dan and myself to Palm Springs so we can jump into a pool like that.
Popped up.
Marlins and Cubs. This is the Jannies.
Wallach. Oh, nice play.
Chad Wallach.
Chad Wallach on the
He's got it. He doesn't have it. He's got it.
Into
Chad Wallach.
Tomorrow is Yu Darvish.
Astros and Twins. Minnesota down 1 in the 8. Byron Buxton pinch running, representing the time run. Takes off a little early, gets caught in a rundown, tagged out. Twins are done. They've lost 18 straight postseason games. White Sox A's, saw this in the highlights, a game-saving catch by Mark Cannon. At the wall. Yep, he got it.
Final moments of the first half between Miami and LA. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. LeBron. Oh, that didn't count. 17th NBA season. LeBron James.
Reds and Braves, game 1. Not a lot of offense. Cincy trying to make something happen. 2 out in the 7th. Kyle Farmer gets caught in a rundown between first and second. Aristides Aquino breaks for home. Third baseman Austin Riley dives and got him. Atlanta
It's actually really exciting to watch. Cards and Pods. Manny Machado, left center gap. Dylan Carlson, diving catch. Carlson's just 21. He went 2 for 3 at the dish with 2 walks and 2 runs scored, hitting cleanup in his postseason debut.
Cleveland, New York. Delano DeShilt's trying to bunt for a base hit. Masahiro Tanaka, look at that, scoops it from his glove to get the speedy DeShields by half a step at first. That was a long one.
Lots of great baseball on Wednesday, for sure. When we come back, what are we going to do? I don't know.
Highlight of the night.
Oh, perfect. I was hoping we'd end that way.
Worst play of the day could also be the highlight of the night. United Soccer League, Bethlehem Steel taking it hard for the Athletic. Now watch the goalie, Mitchell Butler, very careless. Danny Barrea kicks it in.
That should be the highlight of the night.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Way to go, Butler.
All right, well, let's find out what the highlight of the night is, and the viewers can decide. From the Cardinals-Padres, game 1 of their wild card matchup, 2 outs. Bottom 9. St. Louis up 3. Will Myers sends one to center. Harrison Bader, game-ending catch. Bader 0 for 5, 5 Ks. But he makes, I got to be honest, I like the worst play of the day as the highlight of the night. We could have run him back-to-back.
Have we ever done that?
I don't know. Tim, have we? Tim says.
You blew it. We point out our errors, and I just wanted to ergonically printed and typed by G-Bone. Says, for the second time this week, Jay paused to tie his shoe during the chat block.
Yeah, I don't have great laces on these things. I need those Velcro shoes that my kids have.
Well, dress shoe laces, they're like waxy. They're very strange.
Yeah, they're just tiny and kind of annoying. Yeah.
Sounds like how I'm described sometimes.
We've had a lot of laughs on this show.
Yeah.
It's been a good one.
So long. Bye.